Hello everyone, welcome back to day 12 of our 2-week-long California road trip. If you missed the last episode, we show you what's open and accessible in the spring-winter season at the beautiful Lassen Volcanic National Park. Today, we continue north towards Mount Shasta and the surrounding small towns. Our goal was to see as many waterfalls as possible in just the immediate area. What you're about to see are 4 Northern California waterfalls that you may not have known existed. Located just 42 miles from Lassen Volcanic National Park's northern entrance, you'll find one of the country's most unique and beautiful waterfalls I've seen to start off the video. Burney Falls is the signature attraction within the MacArthur Burney Falls Memorial State Park. This has to be the widest to height ratio I've seen on any waterfall in my life. You've got the 2 large drops in the middle acting as a captivating centerpiece. But the real beauty of Burney Falls comes from outside of the wall or moss. Honestly, it might just come out of nowhere for all I know. I can't seem to wrap my head around Burney Falls. Its ultra unique appearance is unlike anything I've ever seen. It's also gorgeous, plummeting into the perfect turquoise pool that transitions into a creek. MacArthur Burney Falls Memorial State Park also offers guests the Burney Falls Loop Trail. This offers a handful of different angles around the fall before bringing you through lush forestry alongside the creek. I could not believe how green this section of California was. During the hike, we were lucky to see some incredible fauna as well. First, we saw a scurry of baby chipmunks, which was the most adorable thing in the entire world. Then we saw a handful of squirrels, but the biggest surprise was a bunch of turkey vultures that were flying above and in front of Burney Falls itself. I was surprised to see so much wildlife in this small state park. The Burney Falls Loop Trail also brings you over the creek a handful of times and ultimately loops around to the parking lot. This place is amazing, and if you can only visit one waterfall in Northern California, Burney Falls should absolutely be your top choice. On our way to the next waterfall, we got our first sighting of Mount Shasta, the most beautiful and imposing mountain I've ever seen. The videos I captured of our drive towards Mount Shasta don't do any sort of justice in capturing its true size. This thing is 14,179 feet tall, making it the second highest peak in the Cascade Range behind Mount Rainier, which is only 231 feet taller. Our next spot to view waterfalls was right on the McLeod River, which has a lower, middle, and upper falls that you can all access via a 4-mile out and back trail. We started at lower McLeod Falls, which was certainly the way to go since it's by far the least impressive tier. At only 15 feet tall, probably the most impressive thing about it are the rock formations that surround the fall itself. As we walked towards the middle falls, we noticed a deer wandering through a campground. Hopefully the deer found its way safely because it seemed to be confused and startled by any noise made by humans. Middle McLeod Falls was much more impressive than the former, at 50 feet tall and 100 feet wide. This was genuinely bigger than I had anticipated. The surrounding forestry around the waterfall is stunning as well, and the river it traverses is equally as beautiful. The best vantage point we got of the falls was the side angle as you make your way up the hill for the third and final fall of McLeod. This gives great side views of the middle falls and the foliage that goes on for what seems like forever. At last you make it to upper McLeod Falls, a 30-foot drop with a fascinating look and appearance. Not only does it have a unique double drop effect, but take a look at the rock formation surrounding the waterfall. I think there's a point to be made that this is the most scenic waterfall of the 3 on McLeod River. To wrap up our first day of waterfall hunting, because remember we were technically at Lassen National Park for the first half of our day, we made our way to the town of McLeod, which offers some of the best views possible of Mount Shasta. On the way, we spotted our first deer with antlers of the entire trip. Once again, the deer appear to be lost. It seems like deer are everywhere around this area. To wrap up a magnificent day, we watched the sunset over Mount Shasta, and it was absolutely incredible. This mountain holds a special place in my heart, as not only is it the most beautiful mountain I've ever seen, but it also marked the northernmost point we'd get out of our vehicle on this trip through California. Fast forward to the morning, since there were still 2 more waterfalls we had on our list. Next up was Hedge Falls, a small 35-foot tall waterfall that's notable for allowing visitors to walk behind it. The waterfall itself isn't really impressive at all, but its unique features make it worth the pit stop. The real reason we stopped by and entered the town of Dunsmuir is for another waterfall less than a mile away from Hedge Falls, but it's not as easy to access as it sounds, as it's located across the Sacramento River and is on private property. For years, there have been talks to continue the trail from Hedge Falls to Mossbrae Falls, but it's never ended up happening. So instead, to access it, you have to do something a little risky and maybe slightly illegal. But beauty like this should not be kept away from people who want nothing but the best for our planet. If you have any care in the world to preserve natural spaces and can do this with extra caution, here's how to get to Mossbrae Falls. From the Hedge Falls parking area, walk along the road through the town of Dunsmuir for about a mile. You should pass right by the Cedar Lodge and keep going until you see a sign for Shasta Retreat. Then turn right on Scarlet Way and proceed towards the bridge crossing over the Sacramento River.
If you see this sign saying no Mossbrae Falls access, you are going the right way.
Just after the bridge, you'll notice train tracks.
Here's the train tracks, you just walk right alongside it to the right.
Turn right here and walk along the train tracks for about 1.5 miles. Since you'll be walking on rocks the entire time, it can be tough on your feet and ankles. But the effort will pay off once you make it to this bridge, turn right, and walk along the path before reaching Mossbrae Falls itself. This thing is literally a mini Burney Falls as the water comes straight through the moss. Once again, it's extremely wide and so incredibly unique. You just don't see waterfalls like Mossbrae Falls very often, if ever. I love how lush it is around the falls and how it flows straight into the Sacramento River. One of the coolest things I noticed here is that someone put up a swing right in front of the falls and I had way too much fun on it. With so few people, the sound of the falls combined with the swing made this spot feel like a movie scene. This is by far my second favorite waterfall in the area, and it's not too far from Burney Falls for me. The effort to get here is more than worth it as long as you're diligent and careful. With that being said, those were 4 Northern California waterfalls that you may not have known existed. If this video helps you at all, feel free to give me a like and subscribe to the channel, as day 13 of the road trip will be coming very soon. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in no time. Bye guys.